Based on its area, the United States is the third largest country in the world. Only Russia and Canada are bigger. America consists of 50 states. And except for Hawaii, which is out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, every state is located on the continent of North America.
This video attempts to look at regional diversity in the United States. Let's begin in the South. According to the 2011 U.S. Census Bureau, almost a third of the nation's residents live in the South. More African Americans live in the South than any other region in the United States. Demographics of the South are changing more quickly than other regions in the country. More African Americans continue to move to the South, as well as having one of the fastest growing Latino and Asian communities. The percentage of Americans living in poverty rose to 15.1% in 2010. This was defined as an income of less than $22,314 a year for a family of four. The southern states have a much higher poverty rate than other areas of the country. The highest poverty rates belong to Mississippi, Louisiana, and Washington, D.C. Next, let's look at the Northeast, which is made up of New England and the Mid-Atlantic states. This area of the country is home to the early political centers of America. This area is more densely populated than much of the rest of the country. The Northeast region is not very racially diverse, along with much of the Midwest. The median income for the United States in 2013 was $51,939 a year. The top 5 states in median income were New Hampshire, Connecticut, Virginia, Maryland, and Colorado. The bottom 6 states were Louisiana, Arkansas, West Virginia, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Alabama. The Northeast has some of the highest household incomes and the South the lowest. Now let's look at the middle of the country, which is known as the Midwest. This area is sometimes called the Great Plains and lies between the Rocky Mountains and the Great Lakes. It is known as the nation's breadbasket, containing most of the nation's farmland for grains like wheat and corn. This map shows population density, the lighter shades of green being less populated than the darker colors. The Midwest includes a lot of rural areas and are much less populated than other regions of the country. As we saw in a previous map, it is also not very racially diverse. Next, let's talk about the Southwest. This region of the country was formerly part of Mexico until the 1850s, when the United States expanded their borders by diplomacy, purchase, annexation, and war. There are still strong Mexican and Native American influences in this area. Over half of the Hispanic Latino population is concentrated in the Southwest, in the states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and also California has a high percentage of a Hispanic population. After reviewing the 2010 census data, almost half, or 49.8% of births in the United States are minorities. That is up from 42.4% in 2000. Of these births, 25% are Hispanic, with African Americans comprising 13.6% and Asians 4.2%. There is a sharp increase of minorities of younger ages. At the other extreme, minorities make up only 15% of the population age 85 and older. Finally, let's talk about the West. The West is the area from the Pacific Ocean to the Rocky Mountains. It also includes the states Alaska and Hawaii. Almost 20% of U.S. residents live in the West. The state of California has by far the largest population in the U.S. Besides Hawaii and California, the rest of the states in the West are not as racially diverse, with the white population making up 80% of the total population. While Asians and Asian Americans live across America, 3/4 are predominantly in 10 states, the top 5 being California, New York, Texas, New Jersey, and Hawaii. The census data shows that different Asian groups live in different areas. 71% of the Japanese population lives in the West, 32% of the Vietnamese population lives in the South, and 39% of the Asian Indian population lives in the Northeast. The Midwest is home to the fewest number of Asians overall. As we have seen, the demographics of the different regions of the United States vary greatly. Analyzing some of the important differences between regions may help understand how diverse the United States really is. Maya Angelou said, "It is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity there is beauty and there is strength."